Hi everybody, welcome to Gunpla TV.
Hey guys.
Brought to you by HobbyLink Japan. This is episode 138. And I'm not going to call this a special episode, but we're going to talk about a special kit here. I actually have the titanium finish new Gundam version car right here. I managed to get, well, the majority of the suit done. And I thought I would take this opportunity to talk about titanium or extra finish kits in general and kind of like how to go about building them. Briefly,
and it looks amazing.
It does look pretty
finish
stellar.
is crazy.
Okay, and also we should remind everybody, you know, there's less than a month left before the deadline of the competition.
No.
I know people have been doing a lot of work. They've been grinding it out for a couple months. Maybe they're getting tired. Well, we want to give you guys some inspiration. So tell them, Ryan, what do you got for them?
Well, we were at the Gunpla Expo last month.
Yes, we were a couple weeks ago.
And I took a bunch of photos of entries into the Gundam competition.
Yes.
So we're going to go through the photos, show you guys, hopefully inspire you.
Yep.
And get you all excited about getting your kits done before the end of this month.
There is a lot of stuff at the entries for the Gunpla Builders World Cup. You can almost do a whole show on just that. Well, unfortunately, we don't have enough time, but we thought we'd at least kind of separate it from our Gunpla Expo edition. We'll show everybody the new kits in one episode, and we'll talk about the competition in a separate episode. So today, we'll go over the ones that we thought were the coolest.
Yeah, now if you want to see the rest of the photos, they will be in the blog post. We've just chosen the ones we think are cool. They're all amazing though.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all amazing.
Yeah, let's show them.
They're all advanced.
Okay. So the first kit that caught my eye at the competition there was this Jesta, the MG Jesta. And I know it's a Jesta because I've built this kit before and I've seen it, but the amount of extra stuff this guy has done as a kit when it comes to taking like just a solid piece of plastic, cutting it into different panels, and then kind of making it look like it's put together with all these little metal rivets.
You mean this
stuff.
like shoulder area here?
Yeah, you see that shoulder area there. Of course, he's painted it a different color. I think he actually separated a lot of the leg armor. Like this leg, I think is just one solid piece, but it looks like he's actually gone in there and kind of separated it, or at least used some claw plate in there just to kind of make it look more defined. I really love the colors too. I think it looks awesome.
This one is interesting because I'm actually interested. What is it?
Oh, it looks like some kind of Gundam on a giant gun. Now, looking at it from this picture, you know, I can't remember when I saw the show.
That is a huge.
It looks
gun.
like a gym, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it just looks like one of those, and it is just attached to this gun. There's so many wires floating out of there and cables. I thought it looked really cool, but maybe a little busy, but it does look pretty cool. I like the base of it too.
The base is. Yeah,
now let's play a game here, Ryan. Can you identify what parts went into making this Nightingale?
Well, I can say probably a Shenanju.
Yes,
Am
of
I
course.
right in
yes.
saying that's
especially like the little centerpiece in the middle there. That's part of the Shenanju. Parts of the Shenanju's leg are actually showing up on the wings back here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really cool. And there's also, of course, those giant pieces for the wings. That's Kshatriya, the HG Kshatriya pieces.
Wow.
And even from there, I think we've got some Queberley parts in there. And the legs are from the O.
This is the most amazing angle, like.
Yeah. The legs are from the O, and the front skirts are from the O as well. And of course, it's got the piping in there, which might be from the Shenanju. And this is really, really well done. It has the Shenanju rifle and bazooka combo in there. My only criticism of this piece is that I think that the paint work could have been better.
Yeah.
He spent all that time doing these modifications, and it's hard to tell from these pictures. I mean, you took some really good pictures, but the lower part of the kit, which we can't really see, it had some paint issues, which I'm more than familiar with because I script paint all the time. But just the amount of modifications this guy did, I was really impressed.
It's like a Cadillac of.
Yeah. Everybody wants a Nightingale. Give me a Nightingale. Give me a Nightingale. And looking at the size of this thing, you can see, well, maybe there's a reason Bandai hasn't done it yet.
Maybe.
It's just too big. Okay, you like this one?
Yeah, this is a diorama, and anyone who's doing dioramas for our comp, I mean, this is a very high bar. Yeah. It's actually the two kits inside the
it's actually kind of a total hanger there.
Yeah, with the LEDs and the little vehicles. It's, I mean, the amount of detail.
Yeah, it's really well done. I like this one as well. Yeah. And now this one, it's a junior entry. This is a junior entry. And I hope my kid turns out to be able to produce like kits like this. This is a combination of the Destiny and the Sword or Force Impulse, I believe. I think it looks awesome.
Yeah, no, I love it.
It looks really good. I was rather surprised because not far from there was actually the Premium Bandai area of the show that had a kit that looked pretty much exactly like this. So this guy's onto something. Okay, now Ryan, you like big stuff, right? This is huge. This is huge. This is a perfect Xeon. and you can tell he's gone the extra mile and adding all the details to the shoulder areas and skirts, and yeah, even that head, like, well, it's awesome. That's all I can say. Now, this is probably the biggest eye catcher at the show, simply because of the amount of work done to it. But at the same time, it's, you know, we took the Wing Gundam, which is Wing Gundam is Custom Zero, you know, everybody's favorite MG wing with those wings. You know, we talked about it in the show a couple weeks back, and he destroyed it. Like, all these wings have been chewed at, destroyed, scarred. Yeah, and now this wing, he's in a rough state. He's fallen back to earth, and the pose, I think, is perfect. Yeah. And how he staged even the wings that kind of float in space there. It's very dynamic. It looks like this guy just received the felling blow, and, you know, we're seeing the last of the Wing Gundam. I think it looks awesome. Yeah. And another monstrosity of a piece. This was
massive.
This is the biggest thing I've ever seen at any kind of competition. I thought they had rules regarding size, but I saw a few there that would clearly have broken that size barrier. Now, for those who don't know, I mean, look in this picture, those kits at the bottom of that shot, I think they're HGs. Yeah. So I think he took a PG of some kind and maybe smashed it together with a bunch of kits I've never seen before, and just made this towering thing. And I don't know what this is based off of. Like, I haven't watched all the Gundam anime, and there's a lot of manga and whatever I haven't seen, but I don't exactly know what he's trying to recreate. So if anybody out there actually knows, you know, what this is supposed to be, please let me know. Now, this is one of my favorites. Yeah, it kind of looks simple. You know, we just saw a new Gundam a year ago when it came out, and we're building titanium right now. But if you look at just the torso and the top of the chest area there, you will see that this guy has added so many little pieces of plastic in there to create these different kind of layers. Yeah. And it's, you know, if you look at the titanium we're going to show on the show today, it's all smooth along here. It's all perfectly like one level smooth, and the shoulders as well. And he's totally gone crazy in here. Even this little piece of color here is totally...
It's really just the detail, isn't it? And just kind of adding, I would just say almost different, like a real depth to it.
Exactly. It's funny because, you know, I'm building this kit, and I look at it, I think it looks awesome. Bandai did a great job with the new Gundam version car. It looks fantastic. And then I go to a show like this, or I find on the internet, and I see this, and it's like night and day difference
between the boys and the men.
That's right. Like, this is the realm of the giants right here. So there you go. We saw some awesome stuff at the Gunpla Expo and the World Cup there, and for our competition.
I've seen some entries almost as good in the advanced category, and a lot of really good other stuff. Yeah. So I'm really excited to see everyone's entries. Don't forget, you have till the end of the month. Yeah. And it'll probably take us another month to judge it, so you're probably looking at February to see the announcement for the winners.
I know, it's going to be tough.
Lots of prizes.
Yeah, last time we had to judge the competition, it was very difficult. There's so much good stuff, and it's only a certain amount of prizes to award, so, you know, you have to be very careful with how you hand things out. And I anticipate, after seeing some of the entries so far, that we're going to have the same dilemma, but it could be worse, right?
But Sid, new kits.
We actually have a kind of a stack here, new kits. Now, we film normally on a Thursday, and that's supposed to be new release day. But last week on a Friday, we actually had a new kit come in. It was the Beargguy III, and I feel this guy is unique enough that we can show him, you know.
Why does he have a bow?
Because he belongs to a girl? I don't know. Okay. It's interesting. Like, I don't know his background because I haven't seen him in the episode yet. Yeah. Or I haven't seen the episode with him in it. I have seen some other episodes. He is cool. You can swap faces here. You can put the angry face or, you know, the love heart face. Now, apparently, I'm looking at this image here. You can take off this bow and you can stick in HG backpacks from like the AL Strike Gundam and stuff like that. So you can actually change backpacks on this thing, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to actually take this home over the break at the end of the year. I'm going to kind of build it up and just practice swapping backpacks and see what I can come up with.
Very cool.
All right, now, speaking of Gunpla Build Fighters. Gunpla Build Fighters, that's what the Beargguy's from. Yes. Here's two more. Of course, we saw these at a couple shows. And it's finally here. This is the Wing Gundam Finis. Now, I like the Wing Gundam. And I was a little bit taken aback when I realized that they were going to, I don't know, redesign the wing for the Fenice. You can see it definitely looks a little bit different from its predecessor there. It's kind of asymmetrical with the wings kind of on one side there.
Yeah, that's a real interesting.
Yeah. Now, I think it actually looks good. I'm digging the colors and whatnot. And I think that it is a worthy addition to the Wing Gundam family. And
well, the wings on the left kind of balance the big gun, so it's not...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I do hope that this is one that they will do in an MG. Because if they do an MG in this kit, I will definitely build it. But speaking of the Fenice, we have his ride here. This is the Meteor Hopper. Now I'm still confused, Ryan, because I have a Gundam with wings that needs a device to hop on meteors.
Faster.
But this has a wheel. How do you hop from?
Well, he has wings. He doesn't have wheels.
How do you hop from meteor to meteor? With
Inform us. I assume this is from the show.
Maybe everything will become clear if I just watch that anime. All right, now SD. We're going to look at SD. This is the. Oh my goodness! How do we pronounce this? I messed it up last time. Kusui Gundam. I'm just reading the furigana right there.
It doesn't
Kusui Gundam.
Doesn't have an English name.
I just read it for you. Just say that, right? Now this is one sizable mobile suit.
Okay.
And I think it came out as a robot Damashi figure some many moons ago, which was really hard to find. But it was big for a Damashi figure. And I'm not surprised to see that the box for the SD
he's going to be sizable.
Is very sizable. He does come with a little stand there. It looks like. Let's find out. Let's verify here. Yeah, you can see it comes with kind of the standard HG stand here. You're going to get plenty of stickers and some very large parts, even for an SD Gundam, which are known to be big and bulky. This guy has some large pieces. So
10-minute build.
Yeah, that's the best thing about the SD, isn't it? I actually built one once in the hospital with my daughter while she was waiting for surgery. But that's another story. Okay, now I guess the big news from this week anyway.
Yes.
Isn't the Gundam? It's a Valkyrie. But look at this is the Hito full impact, and it definitely has an impact on me.
The Freddy version.
It's the biggest Valkyrie box I've ever seen. Normally we get the half-size small MG style box. This is the full big. We
should take a look inside.
Yeah, I'm gonna open it up right now. And right away I see some plastic that I've kind of never seen before. Look at all the, well, I guess you could say grooves in here. It's supposed to look like a wing, I guess. And these kind of like feathers. It's actually kind of cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, and so you get a couple of these runners. Now, we know with Valkyrie, you get a lot of stickers.
Yeah, show us the stickers.
It's always about the stickers, so let's go right to there. Let's go right there.
Shock us.
It's actually not too bad.
Oh, not too bad, yeah.
No,
for that size kit.
I imagine that's just because you're building the main mobile suit part of the Valkyrie. The Hito is the same. It's just that it comes with all these accessories now. Over here you get the effect parts. This is not unknown to us because of the previous Hitos. But this is kind of cool. Right here. Look at these massive things.
Oh, that's his claws.
And, of course, these are the claws. That's what I was saying.
Where are the claws?
Right there.
The claws. Oh, yeah.
Look at these things. Look at... They look like Freddy Krueger meets Evangelion meets... these are pretty cool. And it looks like they're two parts. This will go on here. That's kind of cool. And different knuckles, I guess, for different hands. That's really cool. You know, this Valkyrie, the design seems to get more elaborate each time. But I think they're still looking pretty cool. In fact, I think they look cooler as time goes on. So I'm glad to see the full impact Hito is out. There you go. There's the Hito full impact.
Full impact.
So Valkyrie
we like
fans,
it.
And more of them are out there, Valkyrie fans.
Now, big news.
Yes,
frame arms is also going large.
Yes.
We're also going large.
You're also going large, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go large or go home.
That's what she
as
said.
They say. So here's the monster frame arts.
Yeah.
How do we pronounce that? The Xelphycarl?
Xelphycarl, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe if there's frame arm fans out there, they can let us know the exact naming.
Nice.
But let's actually have a look at probably the most famous part of the frame arms, which is actually
the standard frame arms frame.
There we have it.
You know, I still kind of like this idea. They give you that frame, and then you're meant to put all the armor on, and you can swap with the other frames, the other frame arms kits. It's a cool concept, and I'm glad to see they're continuing with it.
Actually, there's a Transformers, the Optimus Prime, that we actually have a review on our site of that I think uses a similar concept.
Yes, they do have that kind of assembled frame you slap everything on.
As you can see, like you get a lot of plastic.
Yeah, especially for frame arms
to put on that little ashy frame, so it's going to be massive. Get a few stickers.
Nice, looks like water slides maybe.
Yeah, water slides, sweet. So yeah, that's basically your frame arm.
Okay.
So there we have it.
You know, that is the biggest frame arms I might ever see.
Well, you never know. They might go extra large.
Extra large, super
But
limited edition.
Even bigger news.
Okay, for you.
For Macross fans.
That's right.
Is the Roy Focker special movie version, the VF1S.
Yes.
Now, I would have liked to actually transform this guy for you, because I know how everyone loves my transformations. But we only have a few left in stock, so if you want one, grab it.
Yeah.
Now's the time.
Yeah, with these Arcadia, you know, they're not like model kits that they can keep pumping out like Bandai does, Gunpla. These kind of figure type of stuff. Usually you get one production run, maybe a second one, but that's not guaranteed, so they tend to go.
But Sid, you have something very special to show us.
Yes, we're going to talk titanium. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to the titanium finish is not to expect perfection. Like they're getting that finish on, there's some places that are not going to get the finish correctly applied, and probably the best example of that is the bottom of the foot here. You're going to see some areas that do not quite have all of the blue. Mostly, if you can get right in here, you'll see some white in there. It's very, very difficult when you're spraying a finish on like this onto a runner for you to get it in these kind of gaps. So luckily for us, it's on the bottom of the foot. It's not very noticeable, but there's a couple spots on the more, how do you say, I guess they're rounded or three-sided parts where the side of the runner will actually be in the way. And when you spray the finish, you can see it doesn't quite get on there, but fortunately most of it is covered up when you assemble it fully. And yeah, you're going to see gate marks. If you're lucky, the kit is new, and a lot of the gate marks, while noticeable, are kind of hidden. You don't have to worry about that, because yeah, there's some gate marks in there. And hopefully, I'll turn this around into the light here, but you can see the discoloration if you zoom in really closely here. So where that gate is, that's the normal color. Around that gate, that's the extra finish, and there's no way to finish a part that has a gate attached. That's just the nature of the titanium finish kit, and that's what you're going to encounter. Luckily for us, the new Gundam has good nub placement for the most part, and it's not very noticeable. I've got all these runners in bags still, and the reason I did that is because I want to talk about maintenance, I guess you could say, or just preserving that finish while you're building. So I'm going to move this guy off here, and I'll talk about this. Every runner I have kept in its own little bag to preserve the finish, and that's because this extra finish, it comes off very, very easily. Probably the best example of that is this runner here. Now, when I took this runner out of the box, out of the plastic bag, this is what I saw, and you can see that just by rubbing against other runners and in that box as it got moved around, the extra finish comes off easily. So what I suggest you do, as this kit takes a while to build, is once you're done for the day, you put it back into a plastic bag and put it back in the box, and make sure that each titanium finished runner has its own bag. Otherwise, they're going to start to rub against each other, and the next time you come to build the kit, you'll take the runner out and realize that a bunch of finishes come off, and there's no way to get it back. Once this finish comes off, there's no way to get it back. And just to illustrate, like, it's very easy, very, very easy to take this finish off here. I'll just rub it on there a little bit, just like that. And this is another thing I want to talk about. A lot of people, they just whip through the cutting. Oh, they'll cut this nub, this nub, and they'll have their piece off. Well, that's fine when you're working with a normal kit, but with these extra finish kits, if you're not careful, if you'll cut one nub off, say right here, if I cut this off, but as I'm turning this around, maybe my cutters will come into contact with another part that I'm not using right at that time. I could actually start taking off the finish just because I'm being careless. You know, if I go in like this and I cut this, and then I move it quickly, I'm going to put a nice streak right across there, and I'm going to take all that extra finish off. So you have to be very careful, not only how you store the runners when you're not building them, but also how you take off the parts. Now, ideally, when you're building a model kit, most manuals say, and I guess I'll do it with this piece here, is to take it off, leaving some runner on, and then you take your design knife and you just cut off the gate. That's fine, it works. However, if you're like me, maybe you're not so careful and you're using a sharp knife. Here, let me just put this down here so everybody can see. And if I go too quickly and I use the knife, there's a good chance that if my angle is not entirely correct, I can dig into that piece. And once I do that, when I take the knife back out, I'm actually removing part of the plastic and part of that extra finish. And it's even more noticeable than if I just were to use side cutters and cut as close as possible to the piece. So yeah, if you're using a knife, you have to be even more careful than you are normally. Like I said before, because if you take that finish off, you're not getting it back. Now, there's one other thing to note here, what type of side cutters to use. Normally I like the curved ones because it allows me to get into various areas, but for extra finish kits, maybe the straight edge is the way to go here. Because what I found I had done on a previous kit here, I'm going to sacrifice a runner here for this example. I guess I'll use the shield, it's big enough. If I go in like this and I try to get this piece at the side, if I have the wrong angle on this curved piece and I actually kind of pull up here, what is going to happen is as I close the cutters, I'm going to, I'll just do it. I'll regret it, but I'll just do it. I will actually, with the very tips of my cutters, take off some of that finish. And in some cases, if it's a very big nub and you had to like open the cutters a fair amount, you'll actually see kind of a semicircle from where the very tips of your runners have taken off the extra finish. And even on the white extra finish, you can notice I made this mistake. So with the flat side cutters, I guess we'll try it on the other side here. It's much easier to gauge whether you're cutting flat with flat side cutters. You can just lay it on there and then cut across, and just like that. I've still got a bit of gate mark, but I didn't take any of the finish away. And trying to clean up a gate mark can be difficult because you don't want to use sandpaper. But if you do have that little design knife, you can then get in there and just remove these tiny little extra edges. That's what I suggest. First, use the side cutters, then trim away any extra edges with that design knife, doing your best to not actually touch the piece because you don't want to remove that finish. So if you're careful, you know, you take your time, you store your runners properly, in the end you're going to end up with a good result. Now, I kind of was in a hurry when I was building this. You know, I wanted to get it done for this week's show because next week we have the Sasabi, and I don't think if we start the Sasabi I'll be coming back to this anytime soon. So I did go fairly quickly, and some areas that do have gate runners, you'll notice that. If you're looking for it, you'll notice the gate marks. But if you take your time and are careful, you'll get an overall product that just looks spectacular. And now I still have to finish the backpack and put on the fin funnels and the decals. I'm still debating whether I want to decal this titanium finish because I think the titanium finish looks beautiful. And I don't know if I want to actually slap a decal on there or not yet. I haven't decided yet, so I'll worry about that in the future. So anybody else who's picked up the new version Ka, you can expect it to look as gorgeous or even better than this one. Especially, I love the gold. The gold is excellent, and the red as well. So if we see this red on the Sasabi, we'll be in for a treat. So there you go. So for those of you out there who are maybe thinking about doing an extra finish kit, titanium finish kit, and we're kind of hesitant, maybe this helped you kind of make a decision if you want to take the plunge or not. I kind of suggest everybody at least give it a try if they can. Yeah. You know, if it's something you're really interested, give it a try. Find out for yourself. Of course, it is a little bit pricey, but if it is a model kit you want, like you really like, then yeah, go for it.
Every Gundam fan should have a
perfect grade and a titanium finish.
Got to aim high, people. Anyway, questions.
Okay.
First is from Ian Chen on our Facebook.
All right.
Yo, what's up, guys? How are you guys doing in Japan? I had many questions for you guys. Okay. We took out a few questions because we don't have that much time. Mm-hmm. But let's go. We know that Bandai is starting a new Gunpla project for the 35th anniversary of Gundam. Yes. What do you think they will do for this project? I bet they are working on a PG kit. If it is a PG, which mobile suit will you want to see in a PG?
We've kind of talked about this on the show before. I wouldn't mind seeing a Victory Gundam in PG that was able to transform, maybe swap to make a V2 Gundam. This stage in the game where we haven't seen a perfect grade in a number of years now. Mm-hmm. What, 4 years?
4 years?
The last perfect grade was a Strike Freedom.
Yeah, it's been 3 years. I've been at HLJ 4 years.
3 years maybe.
3 years. 3 years. Yes.
We haven't seen one in a while. Mm-hmm. So I would think that whatever they did, if it was new, it would be welcomed by the community.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If we do another version based on the Strike frame, it might be a little anticlimactic and maybe backlash a little bit. But if they actually make a new one, then yeah, everybody will.
They have to do excited. A PG. I will even build the PG.
Yes.
As it comes out.
Yes, but I'm not saying it's going to be PG. We don't know.
No, we don't know. We're not Bandai.
That's right.
Final question for you guys. I'm planning to buy the PS4 because it looks cool and less expensive than the Xbox One. I'm curious to find out which next-gen console will you guys be picking up, Xbox One or PS4?
What about you, Ryan?
PC, people. I'm sorry. It is next-gen.
It's always next-gen.
Yeah. So,
I'm, of course, going with PlayStation 4 because the Xbox is supported almost
in Japan.
Not at all in Japan. The existence of an Xbox is a rarity in this country.
About the PS4 though is I really want Titanfall, so I'm getting it for PC, but it's sad it's an exclusive on the Xbox One.
PC
Very disappointing.
Every system has their exclusives for the most part, so you can't really get around that.
But yeah, I'll probably get a PS4. Yeah. It's always good to have a good old console around. Yeah. And this generation is pretty reasonably inexpensive out the gate.
Considering.
Not like last time, was it like $900?
It was 60,000 yen for the very first PlayStation 3. Yeah. But keep in mind at that time that was all new cell technology.
Blu-ray.
That nobody knew how to develop for and had a Blu-ray player and all that kind of stuff. Now that they've decided to use basically computer parts, that they can get those relatively cheaply.
Go PC!
Yeah.
Anyway, let's continue.
Yes.
Ichigolo. Question for Sid. Can you do another vid top 10 MGs and possibly do a top 10 HGs? In your opinion, of course.
In my opinion.
Actually, we've had a few kits. I mean, we could do these again.
Well, you know what? I kind of had planned to do a little bit of a special episode at the end of this year. So I'm not going to give out the secrets right now. I'm not going to spoil anything. But there will be some kind of episode that involves some kind of countdown. In the
$1 million.
In the next few weeks after we get through Christmas and probably New Year's.
Yeah.
It'll be coming. Don't worry.
Next, John Dillinger, the vampire guy who killed. Anyway, do you guys think they'll make a titanium finished Sazabi version come?
Yes, I do. That one's easy. If they're gonna make the new Gundam and then the new Gundam titanium finish, and they're gonna make a Sazabi, they've already made an HG titanium finished Sazabi. Why not just take the plunge and go with the titanium finish?
Just do it all.
MG Sazabi version ka. And if they do it, I think it's gonna be 20,000 yen at least. But the titanium red, like have you seen the Shinanju? The titanium red is gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Bandai will sell at least
I do hope they do it, and they will sell a fair amount of them.
Oh yeah,
but
absolutely.
It's going to be for an exclusive club that can afford to drop a couple $100.
Exclusive club.
That's right.
Okay, next. Baki Senshi. Good show, guys. Someone probably already posted it, but Sid, Ryan is referring to the 1967 Mustang that caused Memphis, Nick Cage, this has gone in 60 seconds, to get caught the first time around and was referred to as his unicorn.
Yes, I didn't get the reference when he was
talking
about...
Reference complete.
He was talking about a unicorn and a movie.
I'm talking
And if you would have said Eleanor, I would have known immediately right off the top of my head.
I couldn't remember it. It was Judy or Whiskey or
Edith.
It's an old movie.
It's Nick Cage. Who watches Nick Cage? All right.
He used to be good. Okay, next, Potential Freedom. This is from YouTube as well.
Okay.
I did a titanium style finish Sananju and it took me 2 cans of gold and 3 cans of clear red. Maybe there's a better way to do the new, but it totaled almost the same price as the titanium Shinanju.
Yep.
It's a different appreciation I have for it now, but it's something to consider when you're buying a special finished kit.
This is a good point actually, because people, they'll look at a titanium finish kit and they will say, that is so expensive, like 16,000 yen for this kit. Why is it so expensive? And you realize that they have all those runners that they have to put a special coating on top of. And like this guy, he tried to do on his own. And just the amount of pieces on the Shinanju, the master grade, and the amount of coats he needed to make that kind of shiny red, that's a lot of paint. And paint can be expensive if you're using cans. So in the case of this person, he ended up paying almost as much as if he would have just bought the kit outright.
So yeah, just buy the titanium, people.
So, yes, but at the same time, Mr. Potential Freedom probably has a sense of accomplishment for creating something that looks probably pretty good. So send me some pictures.
Yeah, send some pictures. Maybe he's entering it in the competition.
Oh,
Who knows?
There you go. Then don't send any pictures. Okay?
Yeah,
don't violate that.
Cardinal rule, people.
Okay.
SDFS or SDF skull. At 252 in the background on the right, there's the GM Sniper HG. Looks cool. And when are you going to show the HMM 172 R-Bose 003 Gujalis?
Okay,
Gujulis.
so in the Gunpla Expo video, they did have that K9 model kit, the prototype. We didn't really talk much about it I was more focused on something else at the time, and that video playing in the background was so loud we couldn't even talk for the most part of our time there. Referring to the Gojulus, that's the large Zoid we mentioned earlier in the episode.
When it drops?
I think it's this month, but as far as I know, Kotobukiya doesn't have a listed release date. Bandai, they put them on their website. You can see when they're coming that month, but I don't know about Kotobukiya. I've never actually seen a release date officially announced, but I assume that we're going to see it in the next couple of weeks.
Soon.
It's going to be so
huge. Big. Yeah. I want to see the box.
Yeah.
Okay, next. MD Skid. Hey Ryan and Sid. Just want to ask about the inner frame of RG, especially the Strike Freedom. Is it going to withstand if I painted it with Mr. Color Gold Lacquer paint using an airbrush? Can't wait for my big shipment to ship once out, since I already paid to ship from private warehouse since Friday and still left a few items like Sazabi for my pre-order. Maybe you're all busy for the Christmas shipping and all. Thanks. Can understand it, Sid.
I don't know, because I've never tried it before, because I feel personally that the RG frames are kind of fragile.
Well, if you don't play with it, you'll be okay, no?
Well, it depends. If you use a strong lacquer and it actually starts to eat into the softer part of the RG frame, you might end up with pieces crumbling. So I think anybody out there who's watching who has tried to paint an RG frame, what has your experience been? Let me know. We can solve this guy's puzzle here.
Did your RG go soft?
Because I remember using just a metallic lacquer to spray very small pieces on a MG Gym 2.0, and those just crumbled in my hand. And that was just normal standard plastic, which is very thin. So, they say don't use the paint on what is it, ABS, and that's why Bandai switched to their new type of plastic. But what type of plastic is the RG frame?
Good question. If you guys can let us know,
anybody out there with that experience should hopefully write in and let us know.
Next, William Endo. We need to know we need to know how every plate smells like from now on, Ryan, because we still don't have smell-o-vision.
That's
right. It smelled like strawberries, mate.
Yeah, the titanium?
Yeah,
it smelled
strawberries.
Good? It smelled like extra titanium.
Yeah, it smelled beautiful.
Now with 100% more titanium?
I will describe every smell to you.
Okay.
Next.
That's bad news.
It's a thing's in here. B2 Assault. Hey, Sid and Ryan, love the show. I got my RG Strike Freedom in the mail last week before Thanksgiving, and it was a blast to put together.
Awesome. ...
Love
that.
Except that the right arm will not rotate in the shoulder. Is there anything I can do about it, since we can't order parts here in the US? My only other option is to order a whole new kit or try force it to rotate. I'd like to see if you can provide some insight on this. It's the only time I've ever had trouble with the kit not functioning. Thanks.
Believe it or not, Ryan, but I've occasionally built something and found out it didn't work properly.
Really, Sid?
Yeah, and I don't know what it was, because I'm perfect when it comes to this stuff. No, usually in my case, when I find something not working as it should, it comes down to a mistake that I made.
Read the manual.
What I tend to do in that situation is I very carefully take the model back apart again, right, pretty much to the first step, and then I go through the process again and rebuild it. And then I'll find that, I misplaced one small plastic part on the inside. Maybe I had it facing the wrong way or something. And usually that will allow you to locate where you made a mistake, and then you'll end up with a working model.
Actually, I can't name one kit I've built that I haven't run into that problem.
Yeah?
Like somewhere. Arms, legs, it's always joints.
Yeah?
Always joints.
Yeah?
Except for the small SD. Next.
I hope you didn't make that mistake on that one.
It was complicated. Josh Klingler. Hey, Sid and Ryan. Thank you for the Thanksgiving shout out. Sid, when are we going to see your Howard the Duck Gundam again?
I like that, Howard the Duck.
That's pretty good.
Howard the Duck Gundam. We're still working on it, but of course, with these new kits in the course of Sazabi. I hate saying that, I'm going to do it and then not have it done by a certain date.
Don't write cash.
Like I mentioned,
checks, you can't cash.
Who uses checks these days?
Japan.
Yeah, they do, and faxes.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, I think several weeks ago when we were filming, I'm having a medical issue at home with a family member that is quite serious. And I don't have the time at home that I normally would to work on model kits. And so because of that, I've been doing mostly out of the box building and not much modification. But it's still on the work table at my house, and I still intend to get back to it. I just want to ask everybody for your patience, and it will be done when it's done, hopefully soon.
Now, I think actually what we should say these days is don't fill out a PayPal agreement
that you don't
that you can't cash.
Can't cash?
Or you whatever. Okay, and he continues.
Don't fill out a PayPal agreement that you have insufficient funds for.
Yeah. You can't link a credit card to.
That's right.
Okay, next. And Ryan, when are you going to see that? Yeah, like Sid, I mean, I don't have medical things at home, but you know, it's busy December.
Yeah.
Crazy time. It's also winter, so I have a very young daughter, and that Nutcracker is going to use a lot of spray cans and stuff, so I just need to be careful. But it will be done. You have my stamp. When? Ever. Okay. Love all your builds and tutorials.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will endeavor to keep doing them.
Yes.
When we have time.
Yes.
But please don't ask us in December.
Yeah, December is.
Yeah.
You know, retail in December is crazy. But.
All right.
That is it, Sid.
Okay, so guys, one more week.
One more week.
It should be 1 week from today. We will have the MG Sasabi version cut in our hands. As soon as we get it, we're going to bring it in here, open it up, take as much video as we can, and we'll put it up on YouTube as soon as possible so everybody can just have an idea of what's inside the box.
Bask in the radiance.
We've showed the completed kit taken from the Gunpla Expo, and we've shown the box that where we saw it at the hobby show, but we actually haven't seen just everything that goes in the box to make this up. And that's what we're going to show once it arrives.
When it drops.
That's right.
Now, just remember, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Google+. Just like us, friend us, send us questions. Remember, you have almost 3 weeks left for the competition, so get busy if you have not started already.
Okay.
And that's all I have to say, Sid.
All right. Well, then we'll see you guys later.
See ya.